Well, we don't do things the easy way, but Newcastle United are through the next round of the Cup, and the match looks good on Newcastle fans, so stick around.
Welcome back to Black and White Banter, ladies and gentlemen. It's match day, or should I say, it is Sandro Tonali day.
Firstly, can you confirm whether he'll be in your squad for Nottingham Forest tomorrow?
Yeah, definitely be in the squad.
Moretti and spaghetti on repeat. My God, this has been 10 months in the making. And look, I'm not going to start this by saying I'm expecting Sandro Tonali to come in tonight, dominate midfield, score a hat-trick and literally run the show. That's not what we're saying. It's just exciting to be on a bus going down to Nottingham midweek, knowing that a £55 million player who we've barely seen kick a ball in a Newcastle shirt is finally available for selection again. That's the only reason I'm excited, and that's the only reason today is pretty much going to be a full 7-8 hour trip in the pub in the away end of Sandro. Ole, ole, ole. It's all we're going to hear. It's all we're going to hear. Look, I did a live last night. Yes, Black and White Banter is live. All of the talk was about, one of my questions was how big is the cup competitions for Newcastle this season. It was a unanimous huge. And this might not feel like a massive game because it's the second round of the cup, it's still August. But we go out tonight and we have got the hardest tie out of any other team. I think it's the only all Premier League tie across all of these fixtures. I could be wrong on that. That's one competition down. And we know that the FA Cup, generally speaking, is taken a little bit more serious by the so-called bigger teams in the Premier League. So this tonight is a massive match. We do have a squad at our disposal where Eddie Howe can make some changes and get the result. Joe Willock looked bright on Sunday. Harvey Barnes, you'd expect him to play. You've got Trippier who came on as a sub. You've got Lewis Hall who didn't start. You've got Osula who you could maybe experiment with up front, but I'd probably prefer to see Isak. We have a squad that is capable of fielding a decent 11 in these sorts of matches. It's not going to be an easy one. Of course, there's a certain ex-Newcastle player in the midfield to watch out for. But this early in the season, we've won there the last 2 times in the league. Who could forget that last-minute Isak penalty? Who could remember that Bruno double last season? We're going to be backed by 3,000 to 4,000 Newcastle fans, absolutely singing the hearts out, probably for Sandro Tonali. There's no reason for me not to be confident this early in the season. It's going to be a really interesting game. It's normally a high-scoring one. So without further ado, let's get on the bus. Let's get a bit of Sandro Ole started, and let's get this match day underway. I need to learn my Italian, though. I should have started with an Italian intro.
Buongiorno.
If I've said it once, I'll say it again. There is no finer sight than a load of blokes stood around on a street corner with cans waiting for buses.
3 hours later.
Just touched down, and just behind me, I think you might be able to see, we have landed at a Wetherspoons. Now, I like an away day. I like the pre-match pub, somewhere to sit, have a bit crack, just enjoy, rather than just getting on a bus to go straight to the ground and coming back. But if there is one thing that I love more than that, probably more than life itself, it is a Wetherspoons. Cheap food, cheap drinks, a million drink options, 2 for 5 offers, 3 for 5 offers, beer and a burger, steak club, curry club, chicken club, you name it. And that is why this is a very, very, very nice little away day. So we're going to get in there, sink a couple of beers, sun is shining, I'm not dressed for the weather at all, and get amongst it. It's also worth mentioning that this is a Spoons that lives up to its name of being an absolute trek expedition. Literally, you need a GoFundMe just to sponsor you to get up the steps to go to the toilet.
4 flights of blatant stairs in a warehouse. Get a blatant lift in.
And one final thing from me. Does it seem more fitting for us to be in any other establishment on the day that Sandro Tonali is reborn in a Newcastle shirt than the bar that he absolutely adores, that he even went through the effort to book out, than J.D. Wetherspoons? It's all written in the stars, Sandro. Over to you.
It's the best trip I've ever been on.
Right, just budging a little bit. Right, just outside the pub, the Wetherspoons. Of course, it's a Wetherspoons. Right, I'm joined by Emma, I'm joined by Zach, and I'm joined by Jess. First and foremost, the big question: score predictions.
2-0.
3-0, Sandro Tonali, last minute winner.
Sandro Tonali, last minute winner.
Controversial. 3-1, Gordon first goal.
Gordon first goal. Right, second big question tonight. Transfer window, everybody's talking about it. If the window shuts and we haven't signed anyone, are you annoyed? Are you fuming? Are you raging? Or are you keeping faith in the process?
Keeping faith in the process.
You know what? I'm not annoyed because we're going to win the league anyway. We're Newcastle.
Well, you just want to get that on record. We're going to win the league.
Yes.
This one's had too many pints.
So, Tonali scoring the winner tonight and we winning the league. I like this
Optimism.
confidence. And you've just been spending your time putting all these stickers. I might not be able to show a couple of them, to be fair. All the way at the lamppost. Right. Are we annoyed? Are we frustrated? What are we
I
saying?
feel like we do have some depth in the team, so I think we'll be all right. We'll be okay.
Right. Even if we sign nobody.
Yeah, we'll be all right. We'll be fine.
Last question. I'll stick with you on this one. How important is this match tonight in terms of a cup competition? I know it's the early rounds, but how important is it?
No, we've got to get through. We've got to have a cup run. We don't have Europe, so I think a cup run's good to focus on. I do think Sandro should start.
Oh, that was going to be another question I was going to add on to that, actually. Should Sandro start?
Should start. He should raise the roof, get the fans behind them, and we will smash it. I'm not going to swear, smash it.
Smash it. How big is tonight?
Massive.
Massive.
I think no European football. This is our competition to win.
So this is priority?
Aye.
And Tonali, do you bring him on or do you start him?
Bring them on.
Bring him on. Yeah, what about you, Emma? Firstly, how big is tonight?
Fucking massive.
Not swearing, bang, straight in. Those aren't my rules. And Tonali, start him or bring him on?
Bring him on 20-30 minutes.
How do you think he'll do?
Oh, fucking class.
First game, you think he'll come?
Aye, fucking class. I think he'll run riot. Absolutely run riot. I think he will.
Are you going to give us a bit? Are you going to give us a bit of a Sandro?
Sandro, ole, ole. Sandro, ole, ole, ole.
I found the code dog. It's a little, the microphone's failed on me, so I'm going to have to scream a little bit. Oh, here they are. These are going to scream. Sandro, ole, ole, ole. Sandro, ole, ole, ole. Midfield maestro. Ole, ole, ole. Sandro, ole, ole, ole. Right, Colin, very quickly, score predictions tonight.
3-1. Elliot Anderson's going to have a blinder against us because he'll probably want it to prove a point. Tonali in for the start. Bit dubious over that because
Tonali's in.
I think I'm more concerned that is he fit? Is that little butcher's dog as you keep talking about?
The butcher's dog.
Butcher's dog. I can't see anything but a win tonight.
Happy days, that's what I like to hear.
Definitely.
Right.
What about you? What do you think about tonight?
I'm going 2-1 Newcastle. He's at the score first because I'm happy that he's at in.
Absolutely.
We played some more better players, but we don't have European football.
No, it doesn't.
Ollie, squeeze in behind. Predictions.
Predictions is
What's your predictions? Go on, give us a prediction. I've got all night. It's kick off soon.
2-1 Newcastle.
Yeah.
Anthony Gordon scores.
Anthony Gordon. He's not starting, but we'll see whether he scores when he comes on.
Come on and get the winner.
You can go.
Fucking minute! A minute! Come on! It's penalties. It's penalties. It's penalties.
Are we worried?
Yes.
Nah, we've got Nick Pope in the tournament, as you keep telling us.
I am confident in Nick Pope. He's a very, very good goalkeeper in these situations. But just like last season, a lot earlier in the competition, it's gone to penalties.
I don't get nervous, but I'm starting to get a bit shaky, you know what I mean? I'm a little bit worried.
Right then, just got off the bus, just landed back in Newcastle, found a nice little spot before I head home to sit on some steps just outside Newcastle College. That was the most Newcastle night ever, wasn't it? Second round, you may be expecting penalties further down the line. No. We do it the very hard way after taking an early lead. But look, Newcastle United are through in the Cup. We are not in European football, as I talked about to some fans in the pub earlier today. Everyone's saying how important tonight was to still be in the Cup. We are still in the Cup, and it feels good. And we've just beat a Premier League side in doing so, and we're the only team to get a draw like that this early. And obviously we've got Wimbledon, as we've just found out, in the next round. So we've got an easier, my God, famous last words, easier round next time out, which hasn't happened now for a very long time. I believe that's the first non-Premier League side we've had in this competition in... I think someone on the bus might have said it was 8 or 9 matches in a row. So there you go. That's a good start. So, performance, match, let's talk about it. And there really is only one place to start. Sandro Tonali. I mean, look, we said going into this game, we were all buzzing for him to be back. It felt like Sandro Tonali day, not match day. But my God, did he exceed all expectations. I will go on record and say there are not many players in world football who can be out for 10 months without playing any competitive action. Not even a friendly game was he allowed to play in. And he can come back in against Premier League opposition, not a Wimbledon, not a Barrow, Nottingham Forest, who fielded a pretty strong side, and look as good as he did in that first half. My God. So many things to his game that we have missed and we paid £55 million for. And if that's what he can show after 10 months out, what does that say for what sort of player we're going to get? It was that quick release of the ball. He doesn't need a first touch. There was one moment in the first half where he played a through ball, which ended up being a chance for Almiron that the goalkeeper saved, where he slipped a through ball to Barnes, and it was a pass that nobody saw. I didn't see it. The Nottingham Forest defenders didn't see it. I don't think Bruno, any fan in the stadium, saw it, but Tonali did with one simple stroke of his right foot. We are getting a very, very classy midfielder, and that performance tonight, after everything he's been through, was just summed up by those emotional scenes at the end. This fan base will stick with the player and sing his name for 10 months straight, and his emotion was just topped off what ended up being a great night. And that performance, mainly in the first half, wow, we are getting a fucking footballer and a half in him, and I cannot wait to see, once he learns the Premier League all over again, once he gets match sharp, what he can be for this football club. Sandro stole the show tonight for me, and yes, you know, he played a big part. Second half he went off. Second half was a little bit slower. Now, let's talk about some of the negatives of tonight's performance. Well, I think first and foremost, we didn't test that goalkeeper enough. We could have played in that second half, for me, 2 hours, very similar to Southampton in our place on the opening day, and we wouldn't have scored. We're struggling against teams who maybe get in our face a little bit more, but I also think there's a panic, there's an urgency to pass, and maybe sometimes it is actually okay for this team to slow things down a little bit, wait for someone to make a run off a ball, don't always be moved, pass. It just seems a little bit frantic, and when you've got Gordon, Barnes, Hall, all trying to make runs in and around each other, I don't know. I do think Eddie Howe needs to revert back to what he did last season when he did change tactical formation at different moments against different opposition. Alexander Isak, let's talk about him now. This is 3 matches now where he's leading our line. He's had a full pre-season, fully match fit, no Euros. I'm not so sure. And I know he's starved of service. I know once he gets that ball in the box, he's going to hit the back of the net. But what I'm more concerned about in these early stages of the season, and that is what it is, and I will emphasise that, Bruno's still not firing. Gordon, I know he only played a little bit tonight, he's still not firing. Barnes is making his way into the team. I'm just a little bit concerned that Isak is not the man in some of the matches so far that is leading the line well enough to maybe grab that ball and allow players like Barnes to come off him and slow the game down a little bit for other players to move in and around him. I'm not so sure. I think everyone has been a little bit surprised by Isak's start to the season, but it's not something anyone's talking about because he's one of our fan favourites. Little bit concerning. First half, we started fantastic, and I think Joe Willock, I am devastated to see him go off injured because he's shown exactly what he offers that's different. I think Tonali, Bruno, Joe Linton will all be playing well together as the season goes on, but what Willock has that they don't is that energy, that drive into the box, that purpose to get a goal or get a shot off or bomb forward. And he looked really good against Bournemouth on Sunday, and then he scores a goal early, fantastic. and then he goes off injured. And I really, really hope, because I personally think Joe Willock is a huge player for us. First half, we were the better team, I think it's fair to say. Half time, 1-0 up, fantastic. Second half, they score. I still haven't watched their goal back. And the game just slowed down a little bit, and we became very predictable, and it was all pass, not testing that goalkeeper enough, maybe not getting a shot off enough. But look, plenty positives, plenty things to work on. We are in the next round of the Cup. Bruno's going to keep getting stronger. It was nice to actually see him come on and get some minutes in the end. I know it was because of Joe Willock's injury. Tonali is the main plus. Joe Linton has started the season like a mammoth against Southampton, and it's very strange to see a player drop off after starting the season so great. He wasn't very good at Bournemouth, and tonight looked a little bit leggy, didn't want the ball, didn't dominate midfield against his ex-teammate Elliot Anderson. Great to see Hall and Trippier back in, but things I think are going to continue to get better. It wasn't the most polished performance, but when you're playing a Premier League side in the second round of the Carabao Cup, surely we need to take getting through to the next round as the key, then moving on to low league opposition in Wimbledon. I'm taking the positives that we threw. We stuck in, we got gritty. It had Premier League early round written all over it with it being a score draw, and then straight on to penalties and penalty shootouts. We know how nerve-wracking they are. I absolutely hate them, but don't they just give you that buzz that no other winning normal time can? When he ballooned that penalty that I think is still coming down from the sky, as I showed you earlier, it was party time. And hey, I'm going to get myself to bed. There'll be plenty to talk about in the coming days on Black and White Banter live stream, so make sure you try and follow me on that. I'm going to try and do a couple of those a week. Newcastle United are through to the next round of the Carabao Cup. That's all that matters. There is still plenty to come, and obviously, fingers crossed, plenty to come in the transfer window. On to the third round we go. On to Tottenham Hotspur we go. And if you've liked this match for Newcastle fans, do us a little favour. Whack us that little likey Lou. Whack that subscribe and get Black and White Banter across all social media. Anyhow, Mags, live to fight another day, just in the most heart-stopping Newcastle way possible. How are you, lads?